Hey, come with a walk. Come take a walk with me. Come take a walk with me. I hesitated to share this. But then I went against my best judgment and I'm coming on here. This is going to be maybe a tough one for some of you to hear. And if you're waiting for me to talk about whether you should wear a mask or not, this is not that message. So you can move on if you want to get triggered by some politics or whether you're wearing a mask in public or not, or to the store or in a car or at home, or, you know, all those things. This is not that message. This is truly the real issue behind putting you at risk, at a higher risk. And it's something you may not want to hear. And it's something I've been making my life's work. So take it or leave it. The sun's not quite up. It's actually a bit clouded. And actually it made me inspired. And actually when I came down here, I said, well, I'll show a nice, beautiful sunrise picture. Do a quick little video on the sunrise. Make everybody feel warm and cozy. And don't get me wrong, I love the sunrise. In fact, it's coming up. And maybe this will be enlightening to you. Because before all this kind of craziness went down, before COVID-19, and people had issues. We all had issues, right? We all had challenges and struggles. We all were at risk for some things, especially if you're getting older, right? The reality is we get older, our bodies break down. You know, there's lots of challenges and struggles before any of this stuff started. But then all this stuff started, right? The lockdown, the COVID, the stress, the anxiety, the fear, all those things, right? And I'm not even here to talk about that so much, but I'm really here to discuss, and maybe the big elephant in the room, to actually open this up. And just, this is not necessarily, you can feel free if you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine, you can move on. And actually, you probably should hang on, because if you don't like it, it's probably because I'm speaking to you. But the real issue isn't the issue that maybe you're being masked by. Now, whether you wear one or not is what's behind the mask. The things that are putting you at high risk. You see, I've been doing a bunch of research, just looking and researching all the stuff, and all of the doctors and all of the experts and all of the people that tell us high risk. Now, yes, you can be controversial about the mask and talk about that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, go look at the leading, like the things that are making you high risk. That may be the elephant in the room, if you will. And think about it. Obesity, overweight. Listen, I just came up on my memories, and I think it stirred to do this post about, I think it was in 2011, and I don't know if you've gone on the CDC or ever checked obesity levels and look at, and I think it was in maybe it was like 97, 95, and in the United States alone, under 20% in all states. And it's far exceeded that. But let's just say, why don't just take a peek after this video. Take a peek. Go look at all the statistics. Go look at what are the things that put you high risk. Well, of course, if you're older, I get that, right? If you're older, if your immune system's compromised. But let's just talk about if you're not so much older. What are some other things that are putting you at a higher risk? And if you get it, God forbid that you get it, and if you get it, some of the things that make it far worse. Obesity, overweight, a BMI of over 30. I read somewhere it said over 30 or over 40. So here's a reality check. If your BMI is over 30 or over 40, guess what? You're at a higher risk. If you have, let's just go to those things that are related, right? Let's go to those things that are related right now. So they talked about liver. So if you have some liver problems, right, which could be related to, no, not necessarily, but could be related to your health habits. There's a possibility. Diabetes, okay. Go look at the statistics on diabetes. A lot of times, it's because of how poorly people take care of themselves. So if you're in that category, you're putting yourself at higher risk. Let's talk about heart disease. Let's talk about stress, heart disease, all those things. A lot of them related to how you take care of yourself. So I'm here to tell you, from a health and fitness coach, somebody who's made the past 25 years, I've made this my life's work. I didn't know there'd be any kind of lockdown, COVID, any of that. But the reality is, you can discuss and get angry and get mad at who wears a mask, who doesn't wear a mask, that's going to be the main thing that's going to prevent you and cause you. But here's the deal. Behind the mask is more important. My encouragement to you today, as the sun comes up. Oops, sorry, let's do this. As the sun comes up, right there. Right? My encouragement to you today is now let's just say this gets, this just goes away, right? Let's just say this goes away. And let's just say that maybe something else comes up. Do you think taking care of yourself, taking care of your personal health, your needs? Hey, I'm not saying you have to be some like rock star, gym athlete, any of that stuff. I'm just talking about put yourself in the opportunity to be at a lower risk. And how do you do that? You take better care of yourself. So, while this may be hard to swallow, right? It is truly not about the mask thing. I know it's easy because we could just say, oh, you wear a mask, you don't wear a mask. You wear a mask, you don't wear a mask. And it's kind of crazy to think of how much emphasis we're putting on this. And I'm not saying whether you should or you shouldn't wear a mask, right? That's not the discussion here. My discussion is what's behind the mask is actually more important. What's happening in now look, you might have even put on COVID-19 pounds right now. You might have even put yourself at a higher risk right now by putting on more weight, putting yourself at a higher risk. Look, I get when we had to stay home and stuff, that didn't mean you didn't have to move. In fact, if you didn't move, chances are by sitting around doing nothing and eating and gaining weight and getting yourself, and maybe you started smoking more, maybe you started drinking more, all those things are now putting you at higher risk. Like that's kind of like the reality. So I guess my question to you is, like, we can go around the bend and talk about this mask thing, and people can keep complaining and arguing and posting videos and pictures of who wears a mask, who doesn't. I think I see about 4,000 advertisements about masks. Hey, it's fine. It's cool. I get it. And look, I'm being socially distanced, just so you know, whether you agree if I'm outdoors in fresh air that I should wear a mask or not. That's not, again, what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about truly behind the mask. The real issue. Where are you at with that? What's going on with that right now? I don't know, this may be a little bit of tough love speaking, but you know what? Why am I doing this? Hey, it isn't purely just because this is my business and my livelihood. Look, if you suck, if your health is in a crappy place right now, and you're choosing not to get somebody to help you, if you can't do it on your own, that's your own damn fault. It's your own damn fault. I'm sorry to say, it's truly your fault. Say you get it and it's because of you not taking, now you never know, right? You'll never know. But if you're putting yourself at a higher risk because you're choosing to do nothing about maybe being overweight, having a high BMI, and trust me, my wife works in a hospital. She actually is even working with COVID patients. And, what blows her away is time and time again, not just with COVID, just in general, how more and more people are just not taking care of themselves. Like truly, and why, this is not to like beat you down. It's actually maybe to wake you up, because you truly have more in you than you think. And you could be potentially in a way better spot than you think. You could potentially put you at a way lower risk than you ever thought imaginable. But it isn't going to be whether or not you wear a mask out in public or not. It's not going to be the thing. The mask is not a magic wand. It's not going to make you all of a sudden healthier. You have to do that. The hard thing about this whole health and fitness pursuit, especially at an older age, it gets harder, but you actually have to do it. You can't buy it. You actually have to put the effort in. It takes effort, but I can tell you, for 100% of the time, it's 100% worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Forget about just the risk factors. Think about the things that you'll actually be able to do. If you have 50 pounds on, 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight, here's the deal. Now, I know it's interesting. I have conversations with the people and we talk about, oh yeah, I'm healthy and stuff, but you're still at high, you might be healthy, but you're still at higher risk. If you have diabetes, if you're obese, you're at higher risk, right? That's the challenge. But it's easy to not think about when we all are just talking about whether or not you're wearing a mask. And that's really I say encouragement to you is whether you choose to wear one or not, that's your prerogative, right? Or what we're mandated to do, right? If we have to wear them, that's fine. That's not my question. What are you doing to yourself? Or what are you doing for yourself? Because that could be the make or break in this season, or maybe the second wave or the next season. And listen, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know how to take that next step, reach out. Reach out and ask for help. You might need to actually make an investment. It may be more than a $10 mask, right? It actually may be in getting on the right path so you can get the weight off, so you can get your body and your health back, so you can get off the medications, so you can lower your risk for cardiovascular disease, so you can maybe lower your risk for all the other things that are going to come up sooner or later. And trust me, they are going to come up. If you're human, unless you're not human, if you're human and you're on the path of destruction to your personal health, it is not going to get better. I guarantee you it is not going to get better. You are not going to be the one exception of the rule that lives healthy life by being overweight, taking poor care of yourself, not exercising, maybe not eating, anything healthy at all, doing whatever the hell you want. Trust me, it's going to catch up to you. And why am I on here? Because I'd hate to see that happen to you. I'd hate to see that happen to you. Man, your life is too valuable, too important. Too important not just to you, but to your family. If you have kids, if you have loved ones, it is way too freaking valuable. So now's a chance you can do something about it. Don't go doing the stupid quick fixes. Don't think that's going to be a solution. Yes, but it's the easiest way for me to lose weight, Mark. But okay, how did that work the last time? How'd that go for you before? All right? Oh, but Mark, I just don't have time. I just don't have time. Trust me. I got people I'm working with, parents, full-time jobs, 5 kids, crushing it, getting their lives back in order. And guess what they're doing? They're putting themselves at a lower risk. Now, look, I don't want to get COVID. I don't think any of you want to get it, right, either. But I will say is I'll take my chances pursuing a healthy, active, fit lifestyle rather than a not so healthy, active, fit lifestyle. So God forbid I get that or something else comes along. Anything can come along, right? My dad had quadruple bypass surgery 2 years ago. Quadruple. He had a heart condition his whole life pretty much. They didn't really have to address it. Holy cow, by the way, check this out. All right, here we go. We're going to just see this. All right, I'm just stumbled upon this. I'm going to share this with you right now. Here we go. Check this out. Turtle tracks. I don't know when this happened, but this is pretty awesome. I'm not going to step. I'm going to go over here, but check this out. Hey, look at this. This is pretty cool. Turtle tracks. Hey, you get a bonus this morning. They didn't even reach it. They didn't even get here yet because look, it's covered unless they maybe already found it and it was a false. No, if it's false tracks, then they usually. But check this out. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna walk over here. Turtle tracks. Hey, let's finish it on a high note here. You know what's kind of crazy about these turtles? This is an interesting fact. I don't know the exact statistic, but I know out of if there's 100 eggs that they lay, back there, if mama turtle lays 100 eggs, not many of them survive. And guess what? Actually, this is perfect. This is perfect. If you didn't watch this, you got to go back and watch the beginning. It's not about masks, so don't worry. I'm not talking about masks. I'm talking about really behind the mask, right? We're going to talk about behind the mask. But with those turtles, now only out of the 100 and something, you can do the research. I don't know I'm not an expert in turtles, but I just know from what I've heard over the years. So not that many survive, right? They have to crawl their way to the ocean. The reality is my wife doesn't let me talk about it. So if you really, really love turtles, the reality is they crawl on the beach. These little guys crawl to the ocean. And I'm sure a few birds get some. I'm sure a few fish. I'm sure. But the reality is not that many make it. And guess what it is? Survival of the fittest. It's no different. Survival of the fittest. It's come down to you get COVID. If you're more fit, you're going to have a better chance to survive. And that's at the end of the day, 100% the truth. So even if you get stuck at home, even if, those are the things, even if your gym is closed up, it doesn't mean you have to shut down shop and not take care of yourself. In fact, you should take care of yourself. Be careful, obviously, but take care of yourself. And if you have no idea what that looks like, you need to get some help. Hell, here's the thing. Would it be worth the investment in yourself? And I'm not talking necessarily financial. Sometimes some of you may have to, and there's many of you choosing to do that with me to ensure they have exactly what they need. They don't waste the time. They have the structure, the plan, everything they need to. Hey, why should I dilly-dally and mess around trying to figure it out on my own, or go to some app or some free program online where I know I won't hold myself accountable. I know I've tried it already before. I've tried the quick fixes. I've tried the HCG. I've tried the gym membership. I've tried the trainers. I've tried and failed. And you know what? Stop going around that kind of merry-go-round. It really is kind of a waste. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself on the right path. And you know what? It may be time that you make that investment. Maybe you need a coach like me in your corner who's going to go to bat for you, who's going to actually hold your ass to the fire to make sure that you are the best version, not just to get into those bathing suits and the skinny jeans and to look better naked for your husband, but to actually have a little bit of longevity, preserve your health, preserve yourself. Take care of yourself, will you? It's got to be more than just wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. It's behind the mask. That's the most important thing that matters. If you don't know, this could be the exact wake-up call that you need. All right? That's it. Hey, listen, enough of my rant. We're going to come on at 8 o'clock for the Daily Dose, episode number 101. If you don't even know what that is, come join me, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to come on live. It'll be in my backyard, provided the mosquitoes don't attack me. They like my blood for whatever reason, but I'll be on 8 a.m. for a Daily Dose. I won't banter you. We're just going to give some encouragement. Take care. God bless.